is this? Tabletop Island, huh? Let's see what this is all about. Welcome to Tabletop Island. I'm Bernardo, your host, and today we're going to be taking a look at the vintage board game. Wait for it. Roller Coaster by Parker Brothers. This game came out in 1989. It is a unique one. It is a game about roller coasters. But let's first take a look at the components. So you first have this really nice kind of roller coaster track piece here, which is really solid plastic. It's just really well made. Has these stickers on it. I'm not too sure if when you buy it, you have to put them on yourself. I got mine obviously used and the stickers were already there. It was in really good condition. I mean, even the color of the white isn't too off-white like a lot of vintage games that do use white as kind of a primary color of the plastic. But let's take a look at the thing I enjoy the most. It has this really nice kind of compartment at the bottom of it. The compartment holds all of the kind of sphere marbles there and the die. Now, I don't see that very often in vintage games to where everything's all self-contained. So that little compartment is just something I find very satisfying and I enjoy it. So you have these sphere kind of marble pieces that are very large, really well made and solid, and then this die. So each player gets two kind of spheres or roller coasters, I should say, and you're rolling the die to move across from start all the way to finish. Once you get both of your marbles or roller coasters to the finish line, you win. Seems easy, right? But wrong, because there's a lot of little areas to where you can get screwed over. For example, there are a number of sections that have these grooves that slide you all the way down to the center point. Now, why is this important? It almost reminds me of Chutes and Ladders. So there's a lower one that lets you drop into the center and also a higher one. So if you land on one of those spots by exact count, you roll down into the center and that dictates where you end up. So there's 4 different spots in which you can end or come out of, and there's 2 spots for each of them. So you can either be closer to one side or closer to the other, obviously. Now, this could either put you ahead, which is great, or it can put you farther back, and that's unfortunate. In fact, I think it's really well designed. The way that it can just randomly distribute itself without having any real mechanical elements in it or any electronics, I find that to be really fun and unique. It doesn't have too much going for it, but it's such a neat idea of having this board that you go around and just there's so many different sections that you can go from, because not only each side counts, but you have 2 sides on each, so that changes a lot. One of the things I did enjoy was the movement. So when you end up moving on a spot, you stop there, and then it's your next opponent's turn moving clockwise. Now, if they end up going past or landing on a spot with you, they are unable to count that space. So for example, a lot of games, you end up counting the space your opponent's on and then kind of continuing count. Nope, you act as if that space doesn't exist on the board. I'm guessing that really amplifies probability of going into the kind of fallen sections, but I could be wrong on that, but I do enjoy it. I don't see it too often with games. Typically, you just count that space and go to the next one, or just count that space and move ahead. But instead, you count as if that space doesn't exist. Now, one other thing that's also fun is if you end up going into the center hole and you end up coming out of a spot that's directly above someone else's area, you end up taking their spot and pushing them into the center hole, and they find their own fate, which is super vindictive and super satisfying. But I'll be honest with you, the game's extremely quick. It's easy to teach. It is fun for the whole family, but I'll be honest, it doesn't last long at all. In fact, it's probably shorter than most of the filler games I've ever played. It does look nice on the table. It's really kind of compact too, so it doesn't take up too much of the table, so it doesn't have a huge wow factor, but it is simple, it is fun. Do I recommend it? If you find a good deal. In fact, I believe I got this game for $12, which is a solid deal, especially for just a nice collector's item. I don't have any games that are about roller coasters. I've heard Roller Coaster Tycoon is cool. Maybe maybe I'll go into that kind of direction soon. But this one's super unique. It's fun, but if it sounds like the kind of game for you, then I do recommend it. But I would look for the lower price point of maybe that $10 range, nothing higher than $15. Unless this really got you excited and really makes you want to play a game like this because you enjoy the theme alone, then I don't blame you. But it's not the kind of game I see myself getting to the table very often, but when I do, I know it'll be a fast, quick game I can just throw in the mix of my entire game night, and it'll be super satisfying and it won't overstay its welcome. But that's honestly all I have for you guys today. If you are interested in notifications, there is a bell up there somewhere. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I do appreciate any feedback. I'm trying to make these videos more and more outrageous, and with your guys' help, I have been doing so. Monday, regular board game reviews. Wednesday, weekly updates / talks. And then on Fridays, my vintage board game reviews. That is all I have for you guys today. I'll see you guys next time.